Hey, what's up?
Yo,
Hello.
It's podcast 25.
25.
25 Efon.
That's pretty good.
Wow, that is 5 squared.
Yeah. How have you been, Efon?
I've been doing pretty great.
It's been a while since you've been on the podcast.
Yeah,
What have you been up to?
just
We
you
can
know,
see what Ivan's doing.
class. There you can see me walking around in circles in
Yeah.
the back of
Yeah, yeah.
Larry's screen.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just class. Yeah.
That's
Hilarious.
great, dude. Top notch. Anything else? It's been like a couple months.
Yeah, just you know, other stuff. I think I went to China. It was
Oh,
all right. I got sick.
oh no.
Got a blood test. Got multiple blood tests. Did you know it only costs $200 to get a bunch of blood tests in China?
Like, how many is a bunch?
Like 3,
Uh,
and a urine test, and and a dental examination. And then the person was like, "Wow, you have 26 teeth," and I'm like, "Yes."
Wait,
all for
26
200?
normal?
No, 26 is not normal. 32 or 28 is normal.
Yeah.
Are
I
you
was like,
missing
I
your
feel like it's
wisdom?
really low.
Are
Well,
you
I'm
missing
missing all
your...
4 wisdom, but I'm also missing
Hey.
200s because
Wait, what's the other two?
they were like when they were like putting on my braces, they're like, "Hey, we're just gonna take out 2 of these teeth for like, cause we
Sure.
feel like it." And I'm like, "Well, okay."
Yeah. I think I
Hey.
have 28 teeth.
Hey, are we all in the no wisdom teeth club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we the
Hey.
remove your wisdom teeth and go to school the next day club though?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
just
y'all are
never
weak.
I never grew wisdom teeth.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah. They just never grew in.
wow. This
Huh.
is this evolution?
You see, when I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, they pulled out all four at the same time.
Oh god.
So it was fine.
Same.
And it like didn't hurt or anything. But like afterwards, like we went like, hey, let's go get like froyo because
Mhm.
like you just got all your wisdom teeth pulled out. But at froyo, we like got a sample. I'm like, wait a sec, I can't eat this right now. But there's like gauze in my mouth. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work, Dad. He's like, all right, we can't. So we went to Fry's to buy yogurt, right? Like just regular yogurt. But while we are checking out the yogurt, like I started bleeding more,
Oh no.
and the gauze like overfilled with blood, and I'm still numb. So started leaking out of the blood started leaking out of my mouth onto the ground while we're checking out yogurt at Fry's. So I was just like bleeding everywhere at Fry's. I'm like, and like I didn't notice until like it started dripping. It, like dripped on my hands. I'm like, wait, what's wet? Look down. It's like, oh, there's blood everywhere. Like,
Oh
I'm
god.
sorry, all the workers at Fry's. I'm bleeding all over your floor.
They're probably like, yeah, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, but
You
the
know,
next day I was eating pizza, so
when I got my wisdom teeth removed, they gave me Vicodin, and if you wanna like, if you wonder why the U.S. has an opiate problem, there's a reason. That's a reason.
Oh boy.
Cause that's the good stuff right there. When I got off Vicodin, I'm like, man, wish I had more Vicodin. And I'm like,
oh
wait a second, that's not good for you.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't have any painkillers or drugs afterwards.
Uh
I just kind of left it, and I was
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they just never grew in. My molars are kind of stupid and they're like they didn't fully grow.
Oh
So I think my mouth was just like, yeah, let's give up.
yeah, so your mouth is just weird.
Yeah. Plus my bottom teeth, normally normal people have 4, I have 3.
Wait, wait,
Yeah,
Are,
wait,
are you
like
what?
like
In
the
the middle?
reverse Tom Cruise? You got the
yeah.
central tooth on the bottom side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Tom Cruise is a central tooth.
Yeah. Let's pull up the screen share of Tom Cruise central tooth.
yeah.
All right,
Cause
let me see. Yeah.
cause yeah, between the two canines at the bottom, I only got 3 teeth.
Oh, interesting.
Here. Let's how do you do a screen share on
You
this?
press screen share.
Yeah, yeah, you do that.
You see
Turn
next to
on
the
screen share.
and you
Hey,
Screen
he's
click that
learning.
screen.
He's
uh
learning.
share. All right,
Eh.
see that?
Wait, why do I just look it up? Oh, okay. There
You
we
see that? That's a set.
Yeah.
Now, if you want
Oh,
more evidence, you know.
I
Now
see.
this image actually sort of disproves it because now we can clearly see he has two front teeth. But we'll just ignore that for now. Now that's a good image.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Yeah. Let's just go down and you know, for all the scientists out there, for legal reasons, this is a joke.
Okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, his webcam.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Man, we could have had the infinite webcam if your cord was longer.
Oh,
You would have had, you would have had Larry's screen with Discord open on yours, and then it would have opened on his.
oh,
But it's all good.
Like this.
What is this?
oh. Wait, what?
You got Discord open?
Like this.
Hey,
Oh
oh no!
no, the infinite.
It's infinite.
Anyway, wait, you just got your webcam today, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
During your job interview, did you was I was like running around the back, dude. Was I in it?
No, because the time you were in it, I redid that one.
Oh, good.
Wait, you redid your interview?
So they were like, so I thought the interview was actually gonna be like a, so the interview was like, oh, it's gonna be 13 questions, and then what they did is they asked me like 6 like character questions, and
Uh-huh.
then like I had 3 questions, but I could redo each of them once,
Ah.
and then they asked me a technical question, which took me 2 minutes to answer, except one of the minutes was looking up Java syntax because I forgot how to look up the function. I knew which function I wanted. I was
Yeah.
like, how do you write this function exactly? And then I was like, oh, and then you know, I pressed check test cases and it passed first try, and I'm like, wow,
Yay.
this is a really this is a good bar for candidates.
Are you
The
are you
the
still
the, the can you pass Java 100 test?
a are you still
Well, I'm
trying to go
glad you
out of
can.
state for
I'm
work?
just applying everywhere, dude. I
Ah,
applied to a bunch of jobs in Japan today.
dude, you want to go to Japan?
Yeah, yeah, you know, just try out new things, you know.
You want an 80-hour work week?
Dude, my dad already works at 115 hours. Dude, I'll be real honest. All right, when I visited Shenzhen, my
Uh-huh.
dad was like, "Hey, you're working this lab," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And then I actually had an 80-hour work week, and I didn't hate it for some reason. It's the
The-
Chinese blood. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
no, it's because you had nothing to go home to.
Oh yeah,
Sad
Oh no.
face.
you know when you can't play League of Legends.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't play League of Legends. That was your issue.
Well, actually, I could have played League of Legends. It's just I was too tired to play League of Legends.
Ah,
But
You
yeah,
could.
working 80 hours a week, you know, it's not that bad.
Yikes.
dude, are you gonna come back with like body pillows
If he
Uh,
works, if he gets a job
in Japan?
in Japan.
yeah, no, dude. Hey, let me find that image. Fat man in Akihabara with
Oh
Madoka
no,
body
no,
pillow
no! I know this one.
Oh no.
images. Yeah. Is it this image? Yeah, this is the good image. That's. Oh no, that's not what we wanted. There we go.
I just,
I don't need this.
This is the good stuff right here. Now
you
we
gotta
just gotta have this image load. It's taken a while, but you know, you
make sure
just
you get. Ah, it's a Reddit. It's a Reddit post. Okay.
and then you click on it, and then you're what was
Well, what are
no
you
no
doing? What are you doing?
What is that?
just
What are you
open it.
doing?
Just okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah, there we
Oh.
go.
Ah, there we go.
You know,
like
Yeah,
that's.
yeah.
exactly.
Is that gonna be you, Yvonne?
No, I'm not overweight.
But will you have the pink wig
Yeah. You're gonna exploit
and the
your
body pillow?
Americanism.
No comment.
Well, we'll just have to search Reddit in like 2 years.
I plead the fifth.
Man, Yvonne, you're back. I looked through all the other podcasts. Man, Yvonne's is the most popular.
Is
That's
it
because I'm
really?
the best.
The one where he talked about getting depression in Seattle.
Yeah, man, Seattle, 10 out of 10 city, dude. I never move back there again.
Maybe just where you were. I'm pretty sure there are nicer parts.
Yeah.
No, there definitely are nicer parts.
It's just
uh,
you didn't like
so
living with gunshots every night.
yeah, actually, when I was in Seattle, one of Larry's friends was also in Seattle, and
Uh-huh.
didn't Enoch go back to Seattle?
Yeah,
All
Enoch
right,
is currently in
so
Seattle.
this dude, he lived in an even more. I visited where he lived, and it was even more ghetto. And when I rode the bus there, so first of all, we ran the bus there, and this dude gets on the bus and like he's like homeless, but whatever. But like it smelled like he hadn't showered in like 6 years, dude. It was hideous. And then like this guy smelled so bad. I was like, I was breathing through my shirt. I was like, man, this is what it must have felt like to be a Frenchman in 1914. But anyways, that guy gets off, and then we get to like the hotel where he lives, and we just see 14 homeless dudes, each one of them just as like bad smelling as the dude that just got off. We just see 14 homeless dudes panhandling outside, and I'm like, man, I don't like this place very much.
It's a very different place than here,
Yeah, yeah. It's too hot
or
to have
than where
14
we live.
people outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I rode the bus from ASU back to my house.
Oh,
Uh, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And then there was a homeless dude there, but he was like, it was pretty interesting because like he was talking about how how he what his life was like in the past, and then he was telling me like the hiding spots that you can live in Phoenix now. It was pretty interesting. And also,
Oh,
unlike
where you won't die.
yeah, also unlike the homeless people in Seattle, he was like very clearly not insane. He's just a normal dude who just happened to be homeless. You know, the people in Seattle, like, dude, I told you about the dude on the bus who just yelled the N word for 40 minutes while I was on the bus in Seattle, right? He's this
no.
guy, just this white dude with like dreadlocks, just sits on the back of the bus behind me. He's like wearing like the homeless clothes, right? And he's just like saying over and over again. I'm like, man, I don't want to be on this bus.
Nice. Man,
What a interesting bus ride.
yeah. Anything else new you found?
Oh, that reminds me of a quote by Mark Twain. If you travel a lot, you'll like not be prejudiced. So it's like I met that homeless dude on the bus. I'm like, oh, dude, homeless people are just normal people, except in Seattle where they're all insane. But
Okay,
Very cool.
nice. So, you played any games you found?
I've been playing a little bit of Warframe. It's this game that requires no skill and is really easy, and the devs don't really know how to make a like balanced game. But
So
it
they
is a
just
game.
literally do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I keep, I think I'm your one subscriber on YouTube. So every time you post like
Hey,
five,
so I'm posting these videos to like show special weapon features to the other like people that I'm playing with, and then like I just see in the comments, Jason and friends commented, "Nice video."
Nice.
I've changed it to now. Hell yeah, brother. Gotta support the little guy.
There's actually like some like there's a lot of interesting details in the game. Like when you fire, like there's this weapon that if you fire, you can see the bolt carrier moving and the bolt moving and like the door and magazine and all that stuff. But on the other hand, it's sort of like if you play Monster Hunter, you could take the starting equipment and kill every single monster in the game. If you play Dark Souls, you can go in naked and kill every single boss in the game, right? That's like
Yeah,
good game design in my
Mhm.
opinion. And then it's like in Warframe, you just stat check them, and if you can't stat check them, you're
you
screwed.
lose.
You literally you either stat check them or you lose.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it stimulates the neuroids, the neurons,
The
whatever they're called.
neuroids.
Yeah, the neuroids.
Because you have to calculate how well you're stat checking your enemies.
Yeah, you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You play any Smash, guys?
I played a little bit recently.
Yeah,
Joker came out. Joker's sick.
How is?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
played
still in the
Persona.
new update. And but never played Persona either. But like another like new feature is like the stage builder. Stage build dev.
Mhm.
There's like so many really sick stages. But
Yeah.
of course, you also have the really Mimi stages.
Yeah. All Yifan knows is
Oh,
about to.
here we go. Hey,
Yeah.
so just
Whoa.
NSFW warning. So
It's not. It's
uh,
not that not safe for work.
here we go. Uh, Now that's a good stage right there.
Yes, that stage. That's the best stage.
Yeah.
How does one think of that?
Oh well, so it's let me look this up.
Oh no.
So there's this anime called Kono Saburachi Seikai no Shukufuku. Yeah, and then you got you know
Oh,
that.
Ah.
oh, okay. Yifan, how do
So
you
I'm
know?
just wondering, like, they got the color a bit off. She's like more whitish colored. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's not a bad design. That's pretty good.
You know,
But like, if you're gonna go through all that effort, get it right.
yeah.
You know,
I thought it was pretty close.
don't don't put all that effort and not get it all right.
That was great. We
But yeah,
did a good enough job.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
So, stage build. It reminds me of when I used to play a Little Big Planet and the stages people made. Except in Little Big Planet, here's how it went. The community just made like these stupid infinite survival stages where just
Oh,
bombs drop down and you've lived as long as you could, except it was complete RNG. And none of them were very fun to play.
nice. But yeah. So like, that's you watching any anime, Larry?
What happened? What happened? Actually, recently I haven't watched anything.
Yifan?
I made a Netflix account to watch Violet Evergarden, clicked on the first episode, changed the language to Japanese, and then didn't watch it.
Why?
So I'm gonna watch it like soon,
There,
before my Netflix free subscription runs out.
Oh, I have been watching Game of Thrones though.
uh,
One of my coworkers was like, "We should watch this," and I'm like, "It's been out for so long, and like, there's been so much hype the whole time, so
uh,
like,
are
pretty
you
good."
are you catching up?
Now, I'm still on season 1,
Uh,
but the first episode had a lot of naked people in it.
oh, oh yeah, yeah. There's
There
supposed to
was
be a lot of nudity in this.
there's a lot of boobs in the first episode.
It's
It,
like High School DxD, but with real people,
yeah,
and the plot might be a little more in depth.
the plot is all politics and stuff.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely not High School DxD.
Yeah, I wish like they explained like the power of behind each, like how much power each character has, and like that I wish they kind of had more power,
hmm
but other than that, it's like pretty cool.
Nice. Yifan, you should watch the gambling anime.
Oh,
Kakaguri,
Yeah, yeah,
the one
on
that
Netflix.
Elon Musk likes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude.
It's like
Elon
10
Musk,
episodes.
what a legend.
I think I
They're,
watched the first episode. It was so weird.
they're
It
making a
was,
second season.
it was.
Why?
I got to like episode 6 and I'm like, this is too weird for me, man.
You
It's
see,
it's very
that's
very
you know
visual.
every time
Yeah,
someone mentions the anime, I'm just thinking about this guy. What a great
yeah,
guy.
Elon Musk.
You got the Edward Elric. You got, I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
this is. You got the whatever this is.
Elon Musk has a very interesting Twitter.
You got what a oh no. Hey, I'm not signing up for Twitter. Not on my watch.
So yeah,
Well, great guy, Elon Musk.
yeah, yeah.
I've
Yeah,
lost
great guy.
I've lost quite a bit of money because of him. I was like, you know what? For every day that Tesla loses $10, I'll buy a share of Tesla. Well, it turns out if that happens, you just lose a bunch of money on Tesla.
Nice.
But
Good investments.
if you haven't sold, you haven't lost anything.
You're right. You haven't
You're,
lost anything
you're
yet.
just waiting for it to flip.
Yeah.
Nice. Hopefully, he stops memeing himself.
No.
Before.
Hopefully he doesn't stop memeing
Oh, right,
himself.
right. I just meant the stock stops memeing, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing, he actually reached an agreement with the Securities Exchange Commission today
Uh-huh.
that his tweets have to be like he has to pass them through the
Oh, yes.
Securities Exchange Commission today. Like
Wait, really?
now, yeah, his tweets are monitored before you can post them because he kept, you remember that Tesla price 420, let's go.
Dude, speaking of Twitter, did you see that they're slowly getting rid of Trump's bots?
Oh man.
Wait, what?
So Trump has a bunch of Twitter followers, and he's slowly losing them because they're all a bunch of like pro-Trump, like pro-Russia
Oh,
bots. So Twitter's been slowly killing the bots, and they found like they have video evidence of him like, man, why is my Twitter count dropping or something like that,
nice.
and yeah, and
So all
he's
the bots are
yeah,
going away.
yeah, it's very funny. And then other videos surfacing of him going like, why does Obama have more Twitter followers than me? I'm better at Twitter. And then every tweet you
So dumb.
and then there's every tweet you look at his, it's like the people who respond are the same 5 people. It's like 3 crazy white people who support him and like this Chinese guy who's a surgeon who apparently sued Trump and won. And then these 2 brothers that are like they're anti-Trump, but I keep forgetting they're brothers, and every time I'm like, dude, stop sucking each other off. And I'm like, wait, they're brothers.
I see.
Yeah, yeah, because it'll be like, yeah, you suck, and then the other guy's like, yeah, man, you're so right, he does suck.
I see. So just
Interesting guy, you
two
know.
brothers.
Yeah.
Two like that Rick and Morty meme, two brothers.
Wait, what is that one? Don't
I
remember
It's
all
don't
the
the
know
one
this
memes.
where
one.
they're talking about two brothers.
I see.
I
Very
don't
descriptive.
remember the context.
It's in one of those trailers that like Rick's dad or not Rick's dad, Morty's dad. It's like when he goes to the hospital,
Ah.
and then it's like it's in theaters now, coming this summer. Two brothers in a van, and then the meteor hit, and they ran as fast as they
Oh,
could. From that one. I'm
yeah.
just
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay. I thought you meant like there was a new Rick and Morty meme from like a teaser or something.
no, dude. I only deal with vintage memes.
You're not on the cutting edge of meme.
No, dude, that's too much work.
Yeah. Stay on Reddit all the time. Sorting by new.
Yeah.
Some of the new memes are awful, dude. Yesterday I saw a meme on anime memes when browsing through new. That was like it was like it was a picture of like a hedgehog and it's like my name is Carl and I'm passing through all the subreddits and I'm like get this low garbage content, low quality garbage out of my Christian subreddit.
You know what my new favorite meme is? Is
What?
the fake endgame spoilers.
Oh, dude, when Thanos crawls
Oh,
up Ant-Man's butt and kills himself.
yeah, yeah.
Or someone would be like, "Man, I'm so sad they killed off Goku right as he entered the screen."
Dude, did you know that Krillin dies in Endgame?
Oh, no way.
Not only did he die in Infinity War, but they brought him back and he died again.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thanos punched a hole through his stomach, exactly where Frieza stabbed him, and he said, "Not again," as he vanished.
But since it was like, every like 10 deaths you get a free ice cream cone. It wasn't that bad for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time he dies, his ticket to heaven gets a little closer.
Oh my.
Yeah,
That's a, but yeah. Wait, Yifan, have you watched any Avengers movies?
I've watched.
Or
Yeah, I
the
watched a couple, but like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think I watched Avengers movies,
uh
but I get the general plot thing.
okay.
It's okay. Just waiting to watch Infinity War now,
You,
or
you,
not Infinity War.
you
Endgame
got
now.
the really good actors that stay in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Terrence Howard. Eh,
Why?
let's get an F for my boy Terrence Howard.
If-
He showed up in like what was it Iron Man 1?
Yeah,
He showed up in
he
Iron Man
was
1 and
yeah,
then
yeah,
they
he was
kicked him.
Iron Man's best friend, and then he was like, "Man, I'm Iron Man's best friend. Why aren't you paying me what Iron Man is getting paid?" And they're like, "Sure, buddy. Hey, Don Cheadle."
Why?
and then
They're like,
they kicked him.
yeah,
And then he went insane. He was like, "You know
yeah,
what? How can 1 times 1 be 1
yeah, yeah.
when
He
it
was,
should be 2?"
yeah. He's like, "How does 1 times 1 equal 1? There's 2."
I don't
Here,
understand these
here,
things.
He failed to play sticks, or he thought he was playing sticks instead of
here. Let's just
yeah.
read this. 1 times 1 equals 2. How can it equal 1? If 1 times 1 equals 1, that means 2 is of no value because 1 times itself has no effect. 1 times 1 equals 2 because a square root of 4 is 2. So what's the square root of 2? It should be 1, but we're told it's 2, and that cannot be. Now, you'll notice this sentence. You see this one? This one is now let's just do some math. Well, you'll notice that this number
Is
and
indeed
this number are actually not the same number, so
okay.
there
Yes.
may be
Yeah.
irregularities in his premise.
Larry looks a little confused. So
I'm so
Terrence
confused.
Howard is an actor. He was the dude. He's the character who ends up being Iron Patriot. The
Okay.
so in Iron Man 1, he played Rhodey, you know,
Okay.
Tony Stark's best friend.
Yeah.
And after Iron Man 1, when they were doing Iron Man 2, he's like, "Come on, man, why aren't I getting paid as much as Robert?" You know? He's like, "I'm an integral part to the plot. I already did the first movie." And they're like, "Sure, buddy." And then they fired him, and they got Don Cheadle. And then
Oh, I see.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
And then a couple of months later, he came out of the lab and he was like, "Guys, I've unlocked math."
Yeah, and then he got
Yeah.
arrested for domestic abuse.
Yeah, so
I see.
so long-lasting Marvel Cinematic Universe actors like Terrence Howard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really confused with what we just talked about.
So you know how what's that guy's name? Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
He's making the big bucks. How many movies has he been for Marvel?
all of
Like
them.
like 17 or
Yeah.
something. He's making he's making like a mil, like more than a million
Yeah.
for each. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know how much money
He's
actors
making
make.
bank, yeah.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, Terrence Howard is making like
No money
prison
in jail.
money, literal prison money because he's in prison.
Yeah.
Quality.
But yeah. So predictions for Endgame is someone's gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And
that's it.
someone's gonna say something funny right after someone dies.
Okay, here's my
Yeah.
prediction.
They're gonna be
All
like,
right,
"Oh no, we lost our thing." Looks to camera.
here's my prediction. All right, so they're gonna fight Thanos, and then like Doctor Strange is gonna be like, I've looked into a lot of futures and we lose in all of them except for one. And then like Thor goes to swing an axe at Thanos' head and then he misses and then Thanos says should have gone for the head and then he snaps and then he goes to see Gamora in the magic world and then he gets up. That's my prediction for Endgame.
What?
Man, you know what would have been great is if Endgame was literally every possibility of the last like 5 minutes of Infinity War. They
Uh,
just kept
What?
doing that.
you
'Cause-
know, there's an anime called the Melancholy of Haruhi
uh-huh.
Suzumiya.
Oh, yeah, I
And
know.
it has a legendary episode or legendary thing in I believe the second season called the Endless Eight, where the writers were on strike, and but the voice actors and the animators weren't. So they just took the same episode and animated it 8 more times.
All in the same episode?
No,
Wait.
they animate the episode, and
Uh-huh.
then you wait a week for the next episode to come out,
And it's the
and
same
then
episode?
it's the same episode but shot from different angles
Uh-huh.
and redubbed,
So
but it's the same episode.
is it the same
Quality.
is it the same like lines? Or is
Yeah,
it
it's the
Oh.
same lines,
Oh,
but
it's just the same episode from different angles every time?
yeah,
Nice. What happens when you have no writers?
it's actually it's debatably a masterpiece, but I've never seen it, so it's definitely on my plan to watch.
They should have made it like Ghost Stories where they just they just changed the words, you know?
Yeah, you know, I think they actually like there's actually like philosophical content behind it though. It's not ghost stories where it's like
Ah, dude, what are you talking about? They found out the little kid wasn't racist.
we
What?
we could never be together, not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black. I'm, by the way, that directly quoting from Ghost
Oh.
Stories dub.
Yeah. So,
You know,
so there's an anime called Ghost Stories.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
about
know
like,
this one.
yeah, yeah. So there's the English dub when
Yeah, I
they
saw
got it
that.
to
I saw
dub.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So you got some great lines like when the little brother wants to wants to win something at the sporting event or the sports festival, they're training him to run fast. So the guy's like, run, there's this, run, there's that. He goes, run like there's a black man. And the kid doesn't run faster, and he goes, well, at least we know he's not racist.
So dumb. Oh, these bad memes.
It's a great meme. It
Yeah,
got
it's
it,
like the meme, the quote from Dragon Ball Super. Hold your fire. This man isn't Goku.
what a
Man, this
great line.
podcast is all memes.
Yep. But indeed, he was not Black Goku. Black Goku was not in the frame.
Yeah, they were gonna shoot at normal Goku.
Yeah. But they were like,
You're
he's
right.
not black, don't shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Also,
Like Goku.
what is Dragon Ball Super? Isn't it just Dragon Ball Z but extended?
Yeah,
It's a
pretty
battle
much.
royale.
Yeah, pretty
All
much.
right.
It was like, yo, you know how Dragon Ball GT was stupid? Let's pretend like that didn't happen. This is directly after Dragon Ball Z, like 20 years later.
Man, I can't wait until they make a sequel to Boruto and then pretend that never happened. All right, quote me on this. Naruto Shippuden, 4 out of 10, garbage because of all the filler. I never watched Boruto, but I've heard it's even worse.
Yeah, Boruto.
But
There's like,
it's
if you
got
skip all the
yeah,
stupid episodes, it's pretty
yeah.
good.
It's got like it's like Shippuden, but imagine most of the plot is like the filler.
Yeah, the actual plot is just like, hey, respect your parents, kids.
Yeah. The,
Also, the fact
Or-
that Studio Pierrot cannot actually animate like 90% of the time. We got some good freeze frames. Let's find one. Pain's face. We got the good use of smearing.
Oh,
So instead of actually animating like 24 like images, you just
smear it.
take your previous frame and then you just smear it and then you end up with this.
Yes.
oh yeah.
Oh no.
Such great animation.
Yeah.
Such
This
great
is like
animation.
good animation.
Yeah.
You also have there's a filler where Neji is like doing his 64 pounds and the other guy's blocking it, and all they put is like blurs in front of instead of Neji's hands, and the other guy's blocking it. He just puts his arms in front of his like body, and he's like this, and he blocks all of the 64 pumps.
Also, Naruto Shippuden uses one of my one of everyone's favorite things. Recap episodes. That
Oh.
high effort recap episode.
No, my favorite is anytime they show the swing is the same song accompanied by, man, Naruto had a rough childhood. Remember all 200 episodes of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden that you already watched? And then like 20 episodes later, man, Naruto had a tough childhood.
Yeah. Every time someone says Naruto is 200 episodes, I keep forgetting I only watched like the first 20 because those are the only canon episodes, and then skip the rest 180 filler.
No, it's like the first 10 episodes are plot, or no, first 30 episodes are plot, then filler, then filler, then
Yeah.
plot, and then it gets to episode 100 and it's like, oh look, Naruto and Sasuke fight. And then it's like, wait, you're like, okay, so they're gonna end it. And there's 100 more episodes in a 200 episode series of filler.
Yeah, Naruto's like that one dude that keeps coming back, and you're like, just die already.
And then they're like,
Man, it would be so good without all the filler though.
yeah,
I read the manga.
yeah,
It was actually like pretty good.
yeah, that's hilarious. I just remember I watched like episode 30 and I'm like, this is filler. This is nothing. So I started reading and I'm like, I finished reading the manga 3 years before they finished animating it.
Yeah, it's because they were busy animating the fillers.
You see, I finished most of Shippuden except I didn't watch the end because I remember like I was in high school and I was watching it, right? And after like 30 episodes of filler, they went back to one episode plot. I'm like, oh boy, plot. And then I watched it and they switched to filler halfway in. I'm like, I don't care about like Obito's backstory for like the 17th time. I've already seen this stuff.
My
Like,
my favorite is like every villain that they have, they're like, man, this guy's the worst of humanity, and then they're like, this is his tragic backstory and why he's justified. And I'm like, Donzo's like the Donzo guy. They're like, look at him, he's trying to save the world. I'm like, no, he isn't. He's
He's
just
Made
the
not.
very
pan. He's just the biggest pansy ever. He
Dude,
makes everyone else fight for him, and he's like, dude, check it out, I'm so great.
his fighting technique. Let me waste all these eyeballs.
His
oh yeah.
fighting technique turned into a tree.
Like that one dude in Rick and Morty that steals your eye holes.
Yeah.
That's Donzo. He's gonna steal your eye holes, and then he's gonna use up your eye holes.
He's like,
Why?
I could see you.
But then he used up all of his eye holes, and then Sasuke was like, teleports behind you. Nothing personnel, kid.
Yeah.
Except that's not what actually happened. Donzo was like, oh, time to kill myself.
Pretty much. And then he's like, I have to save the world, and then like just kills himself for no reason.
Yeah. It was a pretty good way to kill yourself though. That was a like out of ways to kill yourself. Like making a black hole is pretty cool.
I
It
just
wasn't
love,
bad.
yeah, I just love that he turned into a tree. He was like,
A
oh
lot
well,
better than killing yourself to save a moron in an orange jumpsuit.
You're right.
Actually, to save your cousin who is saving a moron in an orange jumpsuit.
you know, that's my favorite. I told my brother about this because he's like, dude, Boruto sucks. I'm like, yeah, but could you imagine after the end of Shippuden when they're like, so we're all about that peace, right? And like, cause at the end of Naruto, Naruto and Sasuke literally get the powers of God. So
Yeah.
so they're both from the leaf. It's like the stone. Imagine like the stone village being like, dude, we're stoneheads. We're not gonna agree with you. And they're like, you want to fight with God?
It is OP.
I thought that was funny. It's like, and then in Boruto they're like, man, these kids suck. They don't know the battle. They don't know the struggles. I'm like, you built a wall. That's all you contributed to the war. They're like,
Eh,
they don't know my struggles. They didn't know war. And I'm like, you stood there and people died. You, you're so heroic.
But Boruto is just
Yeah,
not great.
yeah. Eventually it will be good, but no one will watch by then.
no, I do
There's
not
like
think I really do not think that eventually it will be good.
if they cut out all the random stuff in the middle
I,
that contributes nothing to the rest of the plot,
let's think of
I
other
might watch it.
shows. Let's think of other shows that are similar to Boruto. The Walking Dead after season 2. So it just keeps getting worse and worse, and then you're just like, man, this show is actually just a zombie. The Walking Dead is actually the zombie, and all the people who are watching it are the humans getting consumed by zombieism. And then I don't, you watch one episode right now, and you're like, man, what's going on? This plot's garbage, dude. Where's the cop dude? Where's the cop's son? Where's that other dude? Why? Who are all these random people? Why can't these people speak English?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I have people at work who are like obsessed with The Walking Dead, and I'm like, they were like, it's so great. I'm like, wait, you mean it takes a season for like 4 panels in the comic? And they're like, you're more. I'm like, it's boring. They're like, you're morbid. I'm like, no, I don't like having 2 hours to explain 5 minutes.
Hey, so I have a question because you're someone who watched Sword Art Online, right?
Yeah,
How
we.
what's your opinion on Alicization? Because I keep having people telling me it's good, and I'm like, I don't want to watch Gun Gale Online, Sword Art Online Season 2, Sword Art Online whatever, just to get to the supposed good part.
I watched like the first 10 minutes and I'm like, I'm just gonna read the Wikipedia article. And then I read the Wikipedia article and I'm like, I don't want to keep watching.
Oh
Dang.
no.
I think I have the light novels for them.
Sword Art Online, when it was about Sword Art Online, was actually not bad. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
it stopped being about Sword Art Online.
man. Imagine if Naruto made a show about not Naruto and named it Naruto.
It's sort of like studios that like keep things that need to be killed
Yeah,
alive for way longer than they should be. It really do be like as Batman said, you either or Harvey Dent said, you either die the hero or you become a bloated, disgusting mess of a show.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't know. Larry, what did you think of after they got out of the game, Sword Art Online?
Yeah, that was. Uh, no, I,
That
I
says
was
it
like,
all.
I was like very done with it. Oh, okay, so Online's over. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there's another like 13 episodes. What's this
Yeah.
about? Like, are they gonna go back and like do things? No, they start another game,
Yeah.
and and then there's bad guys in that game too.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah, like
I read the wiki.
like tentacle monsters
Mm,
Yeah,
as an
I read the
avatar.
Wikipedia article for that one, and I'm like, oh, okay. Asuna is this like clan leader. She's like a guild leader in Sword Art Online. She's like the second most powerful like soldier, and then like
Yeah.
you get to like the next one, you're like, man, what happened?
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone becomes useless except for Kirito.
Yeah. Except for the arc with like the disabled and cripples, but that one wasn't bad. Asuna at one point meets a bunch of people who are like terminal, and they're like, "Man, we want to clear a floor because when you clear a floor, you get your name on it." And but
Oh
they're all
yeah,
like, "We're a bunch of cripples, so so we don't play this game well." Except for one person who's like god at the game, but she only has her mind because her body has died.
I see.
Yeah. And so Asuna's like, "I'll help out the cripples."
So she carries them.
Yeah. And then yeah. And then a bunch of people are like, "Dude, we were camping out this place. We were gonna go in and last hit it, and we're gonna clear it." So Kirito runs in and he's like, he does like a Sonic the Hedgehog run,
That's the
runs
only way to
past
run.
them. Yeah. And he's like, "I got this." And then like, you know, Clyde and all his samurai dudes are like, "Yo, we're here." And then
Yeah,
and then God God girl with the brain just dies.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
You remember in Sword Art Online when the ghost showed up? You know, the dude who murdered his wife, and then his wife's ghost shows up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
That was good. Man, I read the light novel for the first two light novels, and man, those are better times.
yeah.
After they
Okay,
get out of the game, it's like, I see where you're going with this, but you're writing
you
for
can
12.
stop now.
Yeah,
You know, it's like when that one dude at Studio Pierrot was like, "Hey, you know, instead of making the next episode of Naruto about Naruto, we realized that these 9-year-olds are gonna watch this no matter what kind of crap we put out."
so we'll talk about Naruto's childhood friend that never shows up again.
Yeah,
10 episodes. Man.
They kind of juiced. They tried their best to juice
Yeah.
everything they could out
But
of
the
Naruto.
funny thing is when the manga was ending, it felt like there was filler in the manga. There would be
A little
like
bit. It
they
was
would
a little bit long.
yeah, they would be like, "All right, we're gonna fight the final boss." Hey, you remember that time when we were little kids and it's like 3 chapter arcs?
Yeah, that took a long time.
They were really pushing for that 500.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
get that perfect number
Yeah.
yeah.
to end.
Like in the anime where they spend 8 episodes preparing for Naruto's wedding to hit 500.
Oh,
You know, it
That's
reminds
the
me of
last arc.
you know,
I see.
have you seen Darling in the Franxx? All right, quote me. I want everyone who has 02 as their waifu to listen to me when I say that. Quote me on this. 02 is a trash waifu, and Darling in the Franxx is a 4 out of 10 anime. As
Oh,
in, it's bad.
what is
Anyways, so
may
here's how it works. All right, the first 7 or the first 15 episodes are a bad ripoff of Gurren Lagann, and then the next, like, how many episodes are the next 9 episodes are a really bad ripoff of the second part of Gurren Lagann. So you know it goes from, oh, these are kids who have, you know, just these are kids who are forced to fight, and then they're like, what if we made the kids into giant robots?
what?
But just one of them. We make the dinosaur girl into a giant robot, so it's like Gurren Lagann, except it's not. It's just stupid. And then like when you're watching that, you don't. It's supposed to be like this emotional scene, like it's like like when Gurren Lagann they do something like cool. You're like, oh man, that's so cool. I've never seen that before. But no, it's just like you're just laughing at it because that's so stupid. Yeah,
Nice.
it should have ended at like. Well, I mean, people say it should have ended at 15 episodes, but I hit it after episode 7, so should have ended at episode 7.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Man, we didn't even
Larry's.
talk about anything else
Yeah,
except for anime today.
it's all good. Larry, you said you gotta. We wanted it to be short.
Yeah, I think I gotta
Yeah.
head out soon.
All right. So yeah.
Nice.
Well, welcome back, Ifan.
Yeah,
Bringing in the viewers.
you know it.
Man, Tanner's watching, but he's not responding in chat.
Is Tanner on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, dude, can I get the Twitch link for this?
Yeah. Yeah. I made Tanner a mod, but
he's
he's
a
not.
mod.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys want to be mods?
Sure.
All right. I gotta rewatch the video to make you guys mods.
Okay.
I forgot how to do that.
Well, you can do that. We'll
Yeah.
be mods.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can stream?
Huh? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I have to give you my
Oh,
stream
dude,
code later.
I'm making you money,
yeah,
dude. I'm
that's how this
watching this ad to make you the big bucks.
Wait, I'm not monetized yet. You're just giving Twitch free money.
Oh crap.
Oh well.
Alright. That was a good one.
All
That's fine.
right.
Alright. Yeah. Let animes die before they die.
Yeah. Well, just
That's
let
all we
shows.
learned.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
yeah.
anime.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
But when stuff is dead, don't get the defibrillator when it's
Let
foaming
it
at the
die.
mouth.
Oh.
Yufan is getting
Hi,
ganked by
Ha.
mom, so
Oh, my mom came
yeah,
home.
ganked by mom, so
Yeah.
that's
All
podcast
right.
25.